Okay, let us consider this problem. Proceeds to charity are distributed between old age home and destitute home in the ratio 2:3. Old age home, destitute home, total, right? In the ratio 2:3. Fine. The amount given to destitute home is divided between food and shelter in the ratio 3:2. Food, shelter, 3 and 2. You can't directly imagine how 3 can be divided as 3 and 2, right? Now, if an amount is divided in the ratio 3:2, if you can assume that the amount is a 5 multiple, you can easily divide, right? Let us say this is 5, 3 plus 2 is 5, right? Unfortunately, here it is not 5. So, consider 5 multiple. What I am trying to say is, if you take this 3 into 5, right? So, 5 you can divide as 3 and 2. So, 5 into 3 you can divide as 3 into 3 and 2 into 3, right? 3 into 3 9, 2 into 3 6, 15. That's what I am doing here. Also, if you observe, old age home and destitute home are divided in the ratio 2:3. Now, if I say 3 into 5, I should consider 2 into 5, right? To maintain the same ratio. Which means I should consider here it as 2 into 5. Right? Now it is very easy. 10 rupees, 15 rupees. This 15 rupees is divided between in terms of 9 and 6. 9 plus 6, 15. 10 plus 15, 25. 25 is total. Right? Now what is the difference? Difference between these two. Right? Difference is 3. Now it is very easy to compare total with difference. Now that is total, if it is 25, difference will be 3. Right? Now if the difference is 5,000, how much should be this value? If you cross multiply, you will get. That's about the problems purely based on ratios. Purely based on ratios. Okay. Let us consider averages. We'll start with the question. Find the average of first 5 prime numbers. Question is very easy. What are the first prime numbers? 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. These are the first 5 prime numbers. 2 is the only even prime number and it is the first prime number. Okay. Sum of all these, 2 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7 plus 11 divided by 5. That's the average. 10, 17, 28. 28 by 5, or I would say 28 into 2, 56 by 10. 5.6. That's the average. Okay. Find the average of 5, 6, 8, 10, 14. Okay, you must be getting the answer as 8.6. That is 5 plus 6 plus 8 plus 10 plus 14 by 5. 6 plus 8, 14. 14 plus 14, 28. 38. 38 plus 5, 43. 43 by 5, or 43 into 2, that is 86 by 10. 8.6. Okay. By the way, my point here is not to test your calculators, but to test your logic. 2, 3, 5, 7, 11. That's the first set. Second data, 5, 6, 8, 10, 14. That's the second set. If you compare these two, what do you understand? Plus 3. How about the average? That's also plus 3. So what do you understand? If each observation is increased by x, average also increases by x. That's one very important note. If each observation is increased by x, average also increases by x. If each observation increases by x, average also increases by x. Please take down fast. Okay. Find the average of 4, 6, 10, 14, 22. Find the average. I think you must be getting 11.2, right? 4 plus 6 plus 10 plus 14 plus 22 by 5. 10, 20, 20 plus 22, 42, 42 plus 14, 56, 56 by 5, or into 2 by 2. That's what I have done. 112 by 10, that is 11.2. Okay, what is my primary objective here? Relation 2 into 2, 3 into 2, 5 into 2, 7 into 2, 11 into 2. Similarly here, this is also into 2. So what do you observe here? If each observation is multiplied by some value k, average also gets multiplied by the same k. If each observation is multiplied by k, average also gets multiplied by k. If each observation is multiplied by k, average also gets multiplied by k. This is second note. Okay. Let us consider some problems. In a class, consisting 10 students, the average age is 20 years. Average is 20 years. If teachers age is also considered, the average increases by 1 year. Find teacher's age. Okay. In a class consisting 10 students, the average age is 20 years. So, one way of considering is sum of ages. That is 20 into 10, 200. Now, this is excluding teacher. Similarly, sum of ages including teacher. This is 21 into 11, right? Average increases by 1. Therefore, 20 has become 21. But if you consider teacher, there are 11 people now. So, difference will give teacher's age. Average weight of a class consisting 8 students is 45 kilos. 2 new students join increasing the average by 1 kg. Find the average weight of new students. Okay. Sum of weights including new students. Sum of weights excluding new students. Okay. Sum of weights excluding new students. Average is 45. There are 8 students. So 360. Including new students, the average increases by 1 kg. That is 46 into. Now if you include 2 new students, it is into 10. So 460. Difference is 100. Now this is what? Sum of weights of new students. Okay. Therefore, average weight of new students, it is 100 by 2, that is 50 kgs. Okay. Average marks of all girls in a class. Average marks of all girls in a class is 75. The respective value for boys is 65. If the respective value for the entire class is 69. Find the percentage of girls in the class. Try this problem. Now, if you're talking about strength of the class, let us say boys and girls are in the ratio B is to G, right? Now, average marks of all girls is 75. So 75 into G, that is total marks for class for girls. Similarly, average marks of boys is 65. So 65 into B, right? That is 65 into B plus 75 into G. If you divide by the strength of the class, you should get average mark of the class, which is given as 69, right? So if you solve this, let us bring girls one side and boys other side. What I am trying to do is to generalize. Ratio of boys and girls is reciprocal of their corresponding averages, difference of averages to the mean. 69 is the mean value or the average of the entire class, right? So the same thing we can generalize. Sometimes you might forget in terms of, you might get confused in terms of 69 minus 65, how to take, right? Instead of doing all these steps, we can take this last step, how to proceed that. Let us consider boys, girls, average mark. Assuming all are boys in the class all are boys, then the average would have been 65, right? Assuming on the other hand all are girls in the class, the class average would have been 75. Now the class average will lie anywhere between these two because you have mix. Here the value is given as 69, in between value. Now if you take an arrow indicates difference, 69 minus 65, right? Similarly, take the arrow, obviously you will be writing in the direction of arrow, which is 75 minus 69. If you take the ratio of these two, you get ratio of boys and girls. Okay, by the way, if you want to solve, boys, girls are in the ratio 75 minus 69, that is 6, 69 minus 65, that is 4. Boys and girls are in the ratio 6:4. Then the total is 10, right? You want percentage of girls in the class. That is, if the total, if it is 100, then girls would have been 40 in the class, right? So percentage of girls in class is 40%. By the way, this rule is called as alligation rule. Alligation is also called as mixture. There are two varieties of rice. The price per kilo of first and second varieties is 40 and 50 rupees per kg respectively. In what ratio they should be mixed? They should be mixed such that when we sell it for such that when we sell it for 48.8 rupees per kg, we get 10% profit. Try this problem. Okay, first let us consider 48.8 rupees, we get 10% profit. That is, if cost price is 100, selling price, if it is to get 10% profit will be 10 rupees, right? 10% profit, 10 100 profit. Then selling price will be how much? 110. ₹10, right? 10% profit. 10 per 100 profit. Then selling price will be how much? 110. This is based on the assumption, right? Then selling price will be how much? 110. This is based on the assumption, right? The actual value is given to be 48.8. The actual value is given to 48.8. Then what should be the cost price? This is 40 rupees. 44. 44 rupees per kg. So that is one side. So 44 rupees per kg is what? Rate of mixture. So what is rate? That is price per kg. So price per kilo, first variety, second variety. If in the mixture you have only first variety, then price per kilo would have been 40. If it is purely second variety, it would have been 50. But now you have 44. So if you take the ratio, 4 here, 6 here, 6:4. This is the ratio in which they have been mixed, or 3:2. That's the answer. So the first variety and second variety are mixed in the ratio 3:2, so that you get the price per kilo as 44 rupees, and then when you sell it for 48.8 rupees per kg, you're going to make 10% profit. Let us take a short break.